Okay. Can you hear me now? I forgot to turn my microphone on. Can you hear me now? Yeah, I guess you can. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. Yeah, it's not coming up on here. It's coming up on my phone, the chat, but not on. Let's see. Let's go to settings and see is there anything there that I can change. So it must be something to do with in here um, in the StreamYard because I can see the live chat. Okay, so I see Leanne. No sound. I think you can hear me now because I've got it on my phone. You see your lips moving a bit. Not sure if you're saying, but as soon as no. Okay. Well, anyway, should we start over real quick? If you didn't hear anything of what I said, the only thing I was talking about is that I just didn't think that, 18 months ago I would be sitting here in front of a camera talking to you guys. And I want to welcome Leanne and Vicki in. Yeah. And yeah, so it's Leanne, Vicki. Thanks for putting stuff in the chat so I can see what's going on. Okay, so I have you on my TV and my phone, and I could hear both places now. Okay, good. Anyway, I found out that, this is my 63rd birthday, and I was born in 1963. So this is considered my platinum birthday. I didn't know that. I just put it in, and I think I put it into chat, GPT, and that's what he told me. And I want to thank you guys for joining me. And I'm Terry, and this is Caring for Others and Me. And, so like I said, 18 months ago, I started this journey, and I was 287.6 pounds. I never thought I'd be sitting here a year and a half later, 125 pounds down, and on the internet telling people about it. When I first heard of it, I didn't know there was such a thing as compounded. I thought you could only get the name brand. And at that time, like 10 months prior to me starting it, it was $1,000 was way too much for medication. And so I just kind of blew it off. Well, then my next Christmas party, my niece had been on it since February, and she'd lost 100 pounds. And then she's the one that told me about the compounded medication you could get through telehealth. So, like I said, that was our family Christmas party, and I signed up that day, and I got my medication 1 week later on a Friday, took the shot, and I've been taking the shot ever since on Fridays. And what did I just did week 80 on my yeah, I did week 80. I'm doing a little bit of plateauing right now, but it's going to take a while to get this last 10 pounds off. You know how it went really well for the first 14 months, and now it's slowed way down this last 25 pounds that I want to take off. But I'd say 1 year ago, I had lost about 70 pounds before on my last birthday. So, I was a believer by then, and I just kept going. And so then since my last birthday, I've lost about 50 more pounds. It before I started the journey, I was looking at probably diabetes. I have a strong family history of diabetes. I was looking at that probably in the next few years. I'd be, I was healthy, but I'm sure it was coming. And so I was scared, you know. And it wasn't taking shots. It was, I watched my mother die from complications of diabetes, and her mother and her sisters, and yeah. So it's not a pretty disease whatsoever. It's tough. It's getting better. There's so much more out there for people who are diagnosed with diabetes right now, and so yeah. Mom was on like 4 shots a day. And hi, JC, welcome. First 15 minutes of the video, I had no voice or no audio, and I couldn't see the comments on the TV. Now I've got my iPad here, and I can see the comments at least. That's why I keep looking away. I have more trouble. I don't know why it says YouTube does not support comments on private videos. Well, then how come you can comment when I'm watching it over here and I can see it? Something I've turned some kind of setting on that I don't know where it is to turn it back off. Anyway, how's everybody doing out there? What does your last week or so look like? Thanks, Leanne. Like my hat. Yeah, we're going, actually, tomorrow's my birthday, so we're going out of town and go out for supper with the kids. Can't read everything. I got this hurt in the way here. Leanne says I am very blessed. Unfortunately, she was diagnosed with prediabetes, and I think I've shared that before with you. Severe OSA, yes. Did you get your CPAP machine yet? You were waiting on that. And you said, well, that's, I only have a copay of $12.50. Well, great, dude, that's like winning the lottery. I mean, I didn't think $99.99 was bad either, but mine was $2.50. But last year, the Eli Lilly coupon was worth $150 a month. Now they must have cut that back, because now my copay for the branded is $149.99, and I assume it shows that it's the same as last year. So I assume that the coupon from Eli Lilly dropped back $50. Yeah, let's see, not yet. Unfortunately, I found out that the doctor got this heart in my way here. Took off on an emergency and forgot to send it in. Oh, jeez. Yeah, you got to keep on them. I know I've got a message into my husband's doctor too, and I got to double check, see if he's answered. If he hasn't, then I'm going to just call and actually talk to him. I'd sent it through the portal. And I think sometimes when you send them through the portal, they get missed, because he's usually pretty good about getting back to us about it. Anyway, well, what is the biggest changes I've had since I started this journey is the energy, mobility. I was getting to the point where if it was going to be a lot of shopping, I would get in one of those carts at Walmart or Sam's Club or wherever, Menards especially, because usually I'd end up going from one end of the store to the other for things that I was looking for. And yeah, that was, that was new for me, having to use a cart. Hi, Shani. So I got a lot of mobility back, and confidence, because I'm on here. And travel is easier. I haven't been on a plane yet, but I'm sure I would fit way better in a seat than I used to. And I used to, I was getting to, the last time I flew, I had to have an extension. Otherwise, it was getting, I was out to the very end and I could get it buckled. But the last once, twice, I think that we flew, I ended up using an extension. Quality of life is much better. I'm not a spectator at everything anymore. I actually join in. Let's see. I said hi to JC and Shawnee, Leanne, Vicky, and thank you for joining me. And if you're not, hit the subscribe button. Go to the channel and hit the subscribe button. Well, what I've learned after 63 years is that I guess it's never too late. When I got to be 50 or so, I just gave up. I figured, okay, I'm going to be this size the rest of my life. And I quit dieting. Yeah, I was, we were at home. We drank quite a bit. A lot of empty calories with that. I might have drink once, maybe twice a month now. I'll have a drink or two. But I was drinking daily before. And hi, Candy. Thank you. Let's see. So true. Great takeaway. It's never too late. No, it's never too late to start taking your health back. No matter where you are, just start. If it's something you're thinking about, talk to your doctor. And, everybody has their own health issues and stuff. So you need to start with your doctor or a health provider. I would say that if you have some issues, you should start with your primary care physician and start small and build on it. I didn't start exercising right away. I started before I had bought my husband and one of those stationary bikes with the arms that go back and forth. And I could do about 5 minutes on that before I was tired. And now I can do up to 45 minutes on it and no problem. But when I first started, I probably had lost 25, 30 pounds, and I started working on it. And I first was 10 minutes, and then I bumped it up to 15, and then until I got up to 30 minutes twice a day. Sometimes I would do it twice a day, 30 minutes, or I would try and push it and do 45 minutes at least once. Because I started in the winter, so that's not an option to go outside walking. In the winter, it's either too cold or too icy in North Dakota, so I started using that bike. And I was surprised because when we first got it, I was 280 some pounds, and I tried it, and I tried to get on it, and I could only do 5 to 7 minutes without, getting off and resting. Will I stay on GLP-1? Absolutely. I'm in it for the long haul. They're going to have to pull that out of my cold, dead hands. If going off this means I would put that weight back on, I'm not going off it. I know there's many people out there that, different people have different side effects. Some can't handle it, but I have been, it's been not too bad for me. I had side effects when I first started. It was just like a dull headache and fatigue. The first month was rough, but after I got through that, and of course I was on 2.5 for 8 weeks, so I'd say the first 2 months probably, and then I bumped up, and that was a little rough, but And it started to get easier. And now I don't have any side effects from it other than the good ones. The food suppression and the cravings are gone. The food noise is gone. Um, yeah, so I will continue on this medication as long as I can afford it. And yeah, I think a lot of us are in it for the long haul. The more we talk about it, the more people are coming around to realizing that it is a disease and it's not, this isn't just a quick fix. You just don't take the shot until you lose all the weight, go off it, and you're cured. Well, oh, because it's a treatment, it's not a cure. My wishes and future goals, well, like I said, stay on this medication. I do want to lose 12 more pounds. And once I hit 150, then I will be, I'll consider myself in maintenance. And I'm just going to start small by maybe adding 200 calories a day and see how that goes for a month. If I start to gain, then I'll pull back again. But it's not that I'm overeating, you know, I have to just add little things like my toast in the morning. I have peanut butter on my toast. Okay, well, add some jelly, and that would probably give you 100 calories right there. It's not that I won't be, you know, eating any more, but I won't be eating less. You know, I'll just be adding a few things that have some calories. Continuous strength training. I want to, you know, going to try and do 3 times a week with the weights and the bands. I want to get rid of this or tighten it up a little bit. I know it doesn't look like I have much muscle, but I do. And grow my YouTube channel. I am almost to 100 subscribers. So I thank you, because I think most of you that are here are subscribers. So thank you for being part of my channel and part of my community. You guys are so, usually, you know, most everybody I've come across is so kind and helpful. Like I said, I started the channel March 24th. So this is about 3 months now I've been on doing the YouTube. I am doing 3. Let's see, I do my weekly video, I do my weekly weigh-in, and I do this live. And then now I've added a study spotlight. So I've been searching for studies, and I just go over them, just dissect them a little bit and put them in plain English. I think the next one I'm going to do, it's coming on tomorrow, is, I think it's the tirzepatide versus semaglutide. And then the next week, I believe, is going to be on breast cancer. There was just a study on that. Oh, I'm sorry, you're tired, Candy. Yeah. You got the fatigue, huh? And see, Candy's in it for the long haul, and so is Leanne, I believe. Well, thank you, Leanne. You know, I think it's getting to be where everything is, I'm repeating myself in every video, but, you know, they say do the videos like you're talking to brand new people. I did go over my platinum birthday, and I didn't know that was a thing, but that's okay. I'm going to focus on the movement, hydration, and my diet, making sure there's protein and fiber. I should get plenty of fiber this fall when I harvest our garden. Put a garden in, so we've got a little bit of everything in there. So, what are you grateful for on this GLP-1 journey? Oh, Leanne, you were a teacher, huh? So yeah, repetition is key to learning. Well, I didn't think anybody would want to know, learn about my life, but I guess maybe some of you do. Um, we had our festival this past weekend, and it was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. A lot of walking, and I got my exercise. So I guess missing out on my walking and my lifting this week wasn't so bad. But lifting cases of beer and stuff like that's a workout too. Um, yeah, so we had a good time. Lots of family there. Got to visit. I had a lot of people comment on my weight loss because, of course, I hadn't seen a lot of those people in a year. Yeah, so whatever age you are and what year you were born is considered your platinum birthday. At least that's what ChatGPT told me. I figured it had to be special. Yep, I'm at 95. So I got 5 more subscribers to hit that 100. Yes, Shani, quality of life is really, I wish my husband could walk again, but I don't know if 30 years on cement, is what ruined his legs, but he can walk with his upright walker from, his chair to his bed to his scooter and stuff, but he just can't walk long distances anymore. Um, but he is better. It's much better. He started, a year ago, and he started on Manjaro for his diabetes. I think I've told that before. I don't know if it's insurance purposes or what it is, but I don't believe insurance should dictate what you can take and what you can't for your health. But his doctor had to put him on metformin, and that had to not work. And then he could get, I suppose that's because insurance wouldn't pay for it unless the metformin didn't work. You had to prove that wouldn't work because that's a cheap drug. And so yeah, I finally told him because he was up to 268, and with me helping him transfer, I said I can't do it anymore unless we get some of this weight off. Plus his A1C was up to 7.7. I said, what are we waiting for? I said, let's get him on Manjaro and see if it helps. Well, he's down 63 pounds, and he's doing a lot more transferring on his own, and yeah, it's just ridiculous what the insurance companies, how much power they have. And let's see. Yep, Shawnee says, I'm grateful for more mobility and my quality of life has improved. Yes, it has. Mine too. And Leanne, let's see. Leanne says, I'm so grateful for this community of GLP-1ers. Otherwise, I would be alone in this journey. Yeah. I mean, I've got, that's what I did when I started this. I started and I found the downsized, and I've been watching them ever since. And they're pretty much why, the reason why I decided to start my own channel. And, I just thought, well, maybe I can get monetized and that will help supplement my Social Security, because I had to take my Social Security at 62, because I'm taking care of my husband, and he can't be left alone for 8 hours a day, before. And now I might be able to go back and get a part-time job. That wouldn't be so bad. But yeah, he's doing a lot better. Well, where are you at, Leanne? She says, I totally understand. My reason for wheelchair bound is no balance. I'm not sure if I'll ever get that restored. I won't stop trying. And no, don't. You'll be surprised how much balance you can get back once the weight is gone. I don't know where you are exactly, how much you have left to lose, but after the first 60, 75 pounds, I realized, because last summer I was climbing ladders and doing stuff like that. Um, I know you're not too far in. You're about what, 3 months, 4 months in, something like that? Maybe like 20 weeks. Uh, yeah, where are you at, Leanne? Are you in about 20 weeks in? Yeah, it's Kendi says it's such a big GLP-1 community with many kind humans. Yes, it is, and I think it's only going to get bigger. The more medications that come on the market and the more people who can afford them, the more people that will be on YouTube watching. Let's see, you were on week 16. Leanne, I knew. Oh, no, Kendi's on week 16. I think Leanne is on about week 20, isn't he? Let's see. Started. I started February. Been on a stall for a couple of months due to the OSA, the sleep apnea, and I would probably like to lose about 40 more. I'm down 20 so far now. So yeah, hopefully you'll get some of that balance back. And yeah, I think, well, I've got, like I said, I did compounded and I did my name brand when the insurance covered it, so I am quite a ways ahead. I have quite a bit in the fridge. So once that is gone, I might try the pill because I'll be in maintenance by then. Now I know, like Ishani, aren't you in maintenance? Yeah, I think Shani's in maintenance or really close. It's called CCM. Oh, okay. And so that affects your balance. It is week 56 for Shawnee and down 108. Well, congratulations. If I had confetti, I'd throw some up for you, but don't let me do that here because I don't pay for. I'm on StreamYard and I just do the free version. Now I got to figure out why this got private. And you're on 5 milligrams, not maintenance yet. Oh, okay. Well, I'm on 15. I'm all the way up there, but it does its job. I'm not hungry. Um, tumor. She has. Let's see. Leanne says, so my balance is due to a tumor that is in my cerebellum area, and I also have one on the pons area. Not sure. I'm diagnosed with a disease called CCM. Oh, Vicky, you're in Minnesota, huh? You're in northern Minnesota. Where at in northern Minnesota? I have family up in War Road and Roseau, uh, Lake Bronson. Let's see. Okay, so okay. So she says she's diagnosed with CCM. War Road. I have a family in War Road. My sister and her husband, and my niece lives there. One of them lives in another niece in Roseau. Two in War Road. And I have a nephew that lives there, and his two sons. My two sisters and their husbands moved up there to work for Marvin's. Oh gosh, 30 some years ago, and the other one of them came back because she lost her husband, but her kids and then my other sister and her kids all still live up there. And Leanne says they told me it's not operable because of the risks. Okay. Oh, thank you. Like my shirt? I make shirts. I have a press and stuff and a Cricut, and I cut it out. So I made myself a shirt for tonight. Caring for others and me. I have to start wearing it around. So thank you, Kendi. Still working. So I'm in and out of the chat. Okay. Long nurses hours of. I love how these people are all over the world and tune into these lives. Yes, it is. It's a great way to make friends. Yeah, like I said, I'm kind of, I don't go too many places. I'll get up tomorrow and shower and stuff and get dressed up a little bit, and I'll go out, and my husband will say, "What are you dressed up for?" And I don't have all these clothes, and I don't have any place to wear them. So, yeah, Vicky, you probably do. They're retired now, but they used to work at Marvin's. They all worked at Marvin's, Marvin Windows. That's why they moved up there in the first place, because they started working for Marvin Windows. So yeah, it's fun to make friends on the internet. So, what do you guys think? You think? No, thank you, Kendi. Like I said, I didn't think anybody would want to sit and listen to me. And I feel like I repeat myself quite often. So, but like I said, new people come in all the time, and they don't know the story. Maybe each video I give a little bit more of my background. And Leanne says, I agree. Friends all over the world. I would really love to do the downsize cruise next year just to put some faces together with the names. Yes, I would too. I don't know if I can get him to go. I could, I suppose, if I drove to Fort Lauderdale, but getting on a plane with him is pretty hard. And you're in Texas, aren't you, Leanne? Because we were talking about Texas. It's too bad they wouldn't leave out of Galveston. That wouldn't be so far for you. Maybe one of these years, huh? Sorry, I have to keep looking down away from you guys because well, thank you, Kendi. Yes, Dallas now. Okay. Yeah, I guess I've got many stories to tell. Being a caregiver for 30 some years. I started with an agency that supports people with physical and developmental disabilities, and then I got qualified to be a QSP for the elderly in their home, which is it's a state-run program for community-based program for so that the elderly that don't really need to be in nursing homes don't have to go, you know, because they don't have anybody to help them out and take, pills or cleaning their houses, stuff like that. So I did a lot of that cleaning, setting up pills, shopping, laundry. Um, I started in 2000. I started to do that. When my mother got sick, I started with that program. And I'm still a QSP. You have to sign up every 5 years. You have to be recertified or whatever. And so I think I've got a couple years left on my 5 year, and I don't know you know, if I'll redo it or not. And Kendi said, this is late for me. I'm usually up at 5 a.m. Ugh, yeah. So I'm winding down the day and falling asleep in my recliner. Well, it sounds like you're comfortable. So you probably better get up and go to bed, huh? Before you end up sleeping in your recliner half the night. Just you being caregiver as long as you have speaks volumes about your amazingness. Well, thank you, Leanne. Yeah, it's not an easy job. It's I loved it. I loved the work. It's but it's hard. And what's hard about it is, well, like not so much for me because I worked in their homes. I was the only one there. I was the one that showed up. I didn't have to rely on other people to be there. So, I've worked in nursing homes and I've worked other places where two people don't show up for their shifts. Well, then everything gets piled on who's there. So, um, I did with the agency that I worked for with developmental disabilities. That was in their homes too. So it was residential. So I didn't have to rely on anybody else showing up as long as I was there. I didn't have to work short, and I know that's a lot of burnout is having to work short and work being piled on you. Yeah, I know, Candy. Thank you. Um, yes, I took care of my mother for the last year and a half of her life. She passed away from, well, kidney failure from diabetes. She was on peritoneal dialysis, which is, if you know what it is, I guess if you don't know what it is, it's a solution that you have a port and you have to drain the solution into her body that would sit in her cavity in her abdomen, and it would pull all the toxins out because her kidneys was not pulling those toxins out. So then she would have to drain that out. She had to do that, and it took about 30 to 40 minutes each time, and she had to do that 4 times a day. And then she was getting mapped. Her veins were getting mapped for blood dialysis when she passed away, when she got sick and passed away. And she was only 68, which was way too young, but it was years of, she was diagnosed with diabetes when she was pregnant with me, so she was 30 years old. And it was years of not taking care of her diabetes. So, no, Friday's video, note that study spotlight is a video. It's a recorded video. And then I took care of all kinds of other people. And then in 17, my father had a stroke, and me and my siblings well, I was a QSP already, but I got them all to go and be qualified and signed up, and we all took care of Dad 24 hours a day. There was 2 of my sisters, a niece, and my brother. So he had care for the last 6 years of his life, 24/7. So, well, I think, let's see, we've been on here for 53 minutes, so I don't want to take up too much more of your time. I guess one thing I'd like to accomplish before my next birthday, well, this summer I have a goal that by fall I would like to hit my maintenance weight, but I want to try kayaking just in a nice calm lake, not a river, not moving. I'd be the one moving it. um, and my son has 2 kayaks, so I think in a few weeks we're gonna. Once it gets, I want it to be like 80 degrees because I don't want to be out there freezing. And then if I tip over and get wet, so that's one summer goal that I've got. I want to keep doing what I'm doing, and I am going to try to get out there and kayak. My granddaughter will be coming for the summer now. She comes for about a month in the summer, and maybe her and I'll go. And I'm going to test out that balance that I keep telling you I have. I'll have my son do the videotaping, so you'll see how good I do. Yeah, we have a real nice. It's called the Macville Dam. It's a real nice lake, and there's fishing and swimming and all that. That's where they did it last year, so I'm going to try that this year. But well, I thank you for watching, and I think we'll wrap it up. Thanks to all of you. I've got 7 of you on there. That's great. Thanks for celebrating my birthday with me. Yeah, I'm sorry that the comments didn't show up there, but at least they showed up here. And thank you, Vicki, for the birthday wishes, and everybody else who wished me a happy birthday. Kendi and Leanne and there's Vicki and Shawnee. And yes. Well, thank you. And as always, be kind to one another. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.